So this is the Isab Gol packaging. This is what exists right now. Over here at the bottom it specifies that it's for 30 rupees, this packet. It's a convenient size and it has these iconic graphics which have been there for about 65 years and still going strong. The interesting part about this packet is that it's two-side English and two-side Hindi, which caters to both of our audiences, the English and the Hindi audiences. So even when you are stacking it up in a row, you realize that if it's done at sort of a 45-degree angle, you see just the English portion, or you could reverse it and you can have just the Hindi portion. Now, interestingly, at the top, it says that once you open this pack, transfer the contents into an empty airtight dry container, which is funny because the product itself is supposed to be stored in an airtight container, but the packaging that it comes in, does not really help on that aspect of it. Now there's a little fault on the side, which after sort of a research, one really got to know that it said that one can add Isab Gol to either milk or curd and a number of other things. But what one really got to know is that it has a very different use when you use it with milk and when you mix it with milk or when you mix it with curd. They have quite the contrary reactions. One is used for constipation, one is used for treating constipation, and the other for when you have a loose bowel. Now one realizes is that one can actually see that the contents of the packet have started dropping, which is again an odd thing because here it's a small packet. It carries, I don't know how many, just a couple of grams, and if something like this has already started dropping at a considerable amount, just by a normal amount of shaking, then one can't really trust this sort of packaging for long. Now if we open up the entire packaging with our bare hands, we realize that a good amount of glue is used to seal the packet, and on the inside then there is this container, this sort of paper which is stuck, and the contents are then stored in this. So you do have an interesting packaging within the outside packaging, but then this doesn't really solve much of a purpose because, as one can really see, there's a lot of wastage that happens even through this packaging. And another thing is that like once you open it, you are supposed to transfer it onto another container, which is not very convenient. And one could actually look at a sort of packaging that does away with the glue aspect of it, since it's glued on both the ends, so one can reduce that. And the other aspect could be if this could be made airtight in a manner, and well, that is what you will find inside the packet. That is the amount of Isab Gol that such a packet can really hold. So that is how we unpackaged Isab Gol.